Hey folks, Triple Crown here, coming to you from Vancouver, British Columbia. This is Operation Dark Winter, round 4 for the CCP and Russia. I'm having a blast, just chatting back and forth with Hilltop and watching Captain G's video as he narrates through the turn, describing the various leaders he's representing, sort of in a playful manner. Anyways, I find it absolutely hilarious. I'm having a blast, so just wanted to shout out to Hilltop and Captain G. What a fun game. I don't care who wins. Yeah, it's just nice to have my mind occupied with Global War 1939 as we have this fun banter sort of going back and forth. Anyways, the CCP, no battles to declare. They have 9 to spend, purchasing 3 infantry, all non-combat movement. And as the Japanese sort of back up towards the coastal territories as they are prepared to lay a beatdown on the Western North America. So that's coming. So the CCP and the Russians have to hopefully make the Japanese turn around. Whether that will happen or not. So 1 infantry from Shanxi is going into Delaine. The 3 CCP infantry and cavalry are going into Delaine. Or sorry, is there 4? Yeah, so 4 infantry are going into Delaine. So that is a total of 1 cavalry and 5 infantry now in Delaine. So 1 infantry from Yan'an is going into Shanxi. And the rear guard here, picking up, is the 2 infantry and artillery going into Yan'an. Placement of units, we're going to be placing 3 infantry in, as you called it, Delaine. So the CCP still have 1, 2, 3 territories, which is a bonus 3, and they have that 6. And so they would have 8 IPP going into round 5, which is outstanding. I'm sure, what is it, Chiang Kai-shek or Kai-shek? I can't even say his name. I don't know what his name, I've read about him, but can't off the top of my head. Anyways, he is, I'm sure, in the crosshairs of the Japanese to come take a poke. Come take a poke of the CCP. Yamato or whatever Japanese forces are about. Anyways, that is the end of the CCP turn. We will now get into the Russian turn. Now, just to clarify, there's been sort of, as we're following along, some missteps, but these 2 territories were under Japanese control last turn. I wasn't even aware of that. The Japanese have vacated, so last turn, the Russians would have populated 2 partisan infantry in those territories at the end of their turn, and which would mean this turn, if they're still there, Japan would have collected their income last turn, but this turn, if they are not under regained control of the Japanese forces, that the Russians are able to place 1 more partisan infantry in each territory at the end of the turn, which automatically at that point would convert them to regular infantry. So we'll do that at the end of the turn. So Russians, anyways, Russia did not have the control of those 2 territories. So instead of having 59, they have 57 to spend. These are the 2 partisans. So we may as well get it out of the way now. Let's just do it now, because it's technically a non-com, but we're just gonna put them on, and they will liberate the territories. And so we will be placing 2 regular infantry in Soviet Far East and Kamchatka. Which is why when you're the Japanese player or the German player, the partisans, they're no fun. You have to always be mindful, and if you're going to take a territory, you kind of have to stay behind or leave a unit behind, which gets costly to leave units behind. So Russia spending all of their money 1 KV2 tank, 5 medium tanks, 2 guards, and 5 regular infantry. So spending it all, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 battles to declare. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so first battle down here in Szechuan, we have 1 infantry and 1 light armor coming in. That attack is also supported by the air transport, which is now designated as a medium bomber, or light bomber is going 1, 2. It's going to have 2 left in its fuel gauge. The other battle, there's 1 Japanese infantry defending. And so up here we are having 2 regular infantry going into Manchuria from northern Manchuria, and 1 infantry, 1 paratrooper coming in. That attack is supported by the air transport designated as a light bomber coming in, and it's going to have actually 3 spaces remaining in its fuel gauge. And also the tank destroyer from Chahar is going 2 spaces, 1 through northern Manchuria and 1 into Manchuria. So that's the first attack there, second attack. The third attack is the battle for, we have to regain Western Ukraine. So 4 infantry and 1 artillery coming from Orly-Kursk, and 1 artillery coming from Orly-Kursk. Also from Orly-Kursk is a I-16 fighter and a tactical bomber. So that's 5 ground units coming in, and 2 aircraft attacking 3 German ground units. Okay, another attack, the battle for Western Russia. So 1 artillery coming from Psychov going into Western Russia, 1 infantry coming from Moscow attacking the lone German infantry. That attack will be supported by a fighter coming from Orly-Kursk, and it will have actually 3 spaces remaining. All the aircraft are going to go back to Moscow, but I'm just going to mark them because that's a good habit to get into. So from Moscow into Novgorod is 2 infantry. That attack will be supported by a fighter coming from Orly-Kursk, and it will have 2 spaces remaining. And also from Moscow going into Molotovsk is 2 infantry, again supported by a I-16 fighter coming from Orly-Kursk with 2 spaces remaining. Actually, you know what? We're going to put a light tank in there. You know what? Let's put a light tank in there as well. We want to stop that. So the battle for Molotovsk has 2 infantry, 1 light armor, and 1 I-16 fighter. So we'll get into rolling some dice. And this poor Afghan just keeps, he's been in counseling. He's still under stress. He's all his buddies here every round. All his plastic friends are slowly dying. So let's roll the battle for Szechuan first. Over here we have 1 infantry attacking at a 2. We have a light tank at a 4 and a light bomber at a 4. And let's roll the defending Japanese at the blue dice at a 4 or less. So we've got 1 at 2, 2 at 4, attacking another 1 at 4. And let's turn the camera on the... So we scored a hit. We got a 2 with 1 of the 4s. And the Japanese rolled an 8, so they did not return fire. So Szechuan has been liberated by the Russians, helping out their democratic Chinese forces. The next battle is the battle for Manchuria. Into this battle we have 2 regular infantry At a 2, we have a paratrooper. Let's do the paratrooper. I know Captain G has got all these colored dice. At a 3, we've got a light bomber. At a 4, and we've got the heavy tank at a 7. So we've got 2, 3, 4, and 7. And we need 3 hits. There's 3 defending Japanese. And I'm going to forget. I'm just going to put these up here at 2. Just in order rank them so I know. So I in case I lose the color coordination. So 2, 3, 4, and 7. Or 2, 3, 4, and 7. That's right. And we need 3 hits. And we blanked. So a 9, a 10, a 9, a 6, and a 7. Wait, the 6 is actually a hit. So we did score 1 hit. So I will put 1 dice up here. Didn't note that. The Japanese have 3 at 4 defending. Watch, they're gonna roll lights out. And they scored 1 hit. So we'll take that. So the Japanese, so now we have 1 at 2, 1 at 3, 1 at 4, 1 at 7. And we need 2 hits to be successful. And we got 1 hit. We rolled a 5, very close. So the Japanese rolled 2 at 4. And they scored another hit. So the Japanese have 1 left. We have a paratrooper. Do we want to retreat? Do we want to retreat? No, we don't. We have to go. We're going to press the attack. So we have a paratrooper, light bomber, paratrooper, and then the Japanese is the 4. So we'll roll them all together. So 3, 4, and 7 versus a 4. And we rolled a 6 and a 4. The Japanese missed. Good thing we pressed the attack. Whew, that was close. So the air transport, I know it's gonna land. I'll decide that later, where the air transport's gonna land. So battle over here of Western Russia. We have, in this battle, we have 3 at 2, which is the 3 infantry and other infantry supported by an artillery. We have a I-16 and so that's 3 at 2. That is 2 at 3, 1 at 5, and 1 at 7. And we are attacking 3 regular infantry. So we need 3 hits to be successful. 1, 2, and we got 3. Look at that, folks. We got a 2, and a 3. So nice rolling for the Russians. Now in defense, they rolled 2 hits, so good rolling for defense. So we're going to lose 2 infantry. So in what is successful in that battle and taking Western Ukraine is 2 infantry and an artillery. And we'll add aircraft last. So next battle is the battle for Western Russia. We have an infantry supported by an artillery, and we have a fighter at a 5. And now let's roll the German infantry defending at a 4. We'll roll that. So here we go. We've got 2 at 2, or 2 at 3, 1 at 5 versus 1 at 4. And everybody misses. Round 2. And we rolled a 3 there. The 1 is kind of cocked, but if I was to wiggle it, it would have been a 1. Anyways, so everybody, we're going to lose an infantry. They're going to lose an infantry. And We survive with an artillery. The fighter has 2 spots remaining. Next battle, we have 2 at 2, 2 regular infantry supported by the fighter, and they have 1 at 4. So here we go. And we miss, and they scored a hit. So we lose an infantry, round 2. And we scored a hit, and they missed. So we survived with 1 infantry. Man, costly battles here. The next battle is we have 1 at 4, 1 at 5, and 2 regular infantry. And they have defending 1 at 4. So we'll roll them together. So we need 1 hit. And everybody misses. Yep, everybody misses. They rolled a 4, we rolled a 3, and we rolled a cocked 1. But anyway, so we lose an infantry. Man, good defense for the Germans. Okay, so all the aircraft are going to land back in Moscow. Over here, that is 4 I-16 fighters and a tactical bomber. We'll get rid of these guys. And we'll get rid of these German roundels. And the 2 artillery from Moscow are going to go into Orly Kursk. The mech is going to stay behind. The armor is going to stay behind. The 3 infantry in Stalingrad are going to move up. The infantry here in Baku has been waiting forever. He's going to go down to Iran and annex that. So that's a 5 NO bonus for now the UK, and also in addition to the Russians, they both collect on that. So that's a nice bonus. While we're over here, all the units are being placed in the east. So before we, if you guys are okay, so not panning back and forth, the 5 medium armor are being placed in Moscow along with the KV-2 tank. So there's now 2, along with 2 guards. And 2 regular infantry, which leaves 3 infantry behind because we built 13 units. So 3 infantry are being placed in Stalingrad. Now let's pan over here. This is now Russian. So I said these aircraft had to land. So the bomber is going to land in Yunnan. It participated in Sichuan. So it's going to go 1, 2, land in Sichuan. And this air transport may as well, actually these guys here, they are going to move up 1 into Amur. And the air transport is going to land over here. The armored train is going to go 1, 2, 3. It's going to drive to this eastern Chinese territory here. It was in Shahar 1, 2, or wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. All the way back in Novosibirsk. So now the Russian income. The Russians are down, they're up 2, so they're at 50. They're down 1 for Bessarabia. Murmansk, that's 2, 4, 6. So they're at 42 base income. And for their NOs, they have the Middle East, so that's +5, and also a +6 for being in control of Leningrad, and there's another NO bonus. I know they get it, I just can't remember what it is. I'll read it out to you. So +6 if Russia is at war with Germany and Italy, and Russia controls 2 of Leningrad, Stalingrad, and Archangel. So that's 42 plus 11 is 53 base income for the Russians next turn. Oh, sorry, 55. So that 50 minus 6 is 44, plus 11 is 55. Next turn for the Russians. And that is the conclusion of Russia 4.